All right, great Monday morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Seth Muscardo Jr. with Manufactured Home Sales Mastery, with our 15 minutes of mastery that we do each and every day to get your day started off with some information, inspiration, and motivation so that you can go out and attack the day. And welcome, coming to you live from Biloxi, Mississippi, where we are here for the Biloxi Manufactured Home Show. Yeah, Biloxi. Got the guys out here across in the booth setting up. There they are over there. Steven, Jackson, getting the booth ready. What is going on? Welcome to episode number 499, where today we're talking about you and the growth that you've got, or how you actually completely have control over whatever growth you've got. Because a lot of times people like to think that it's dependent on the economy, it's dependent on the market, it's depending on the customers. The growth that you want is completely dependent on you. T.S. Eliot writes, only those who will risk going too far can find out how far one can go. Let me repeat that for you. Only those who will risk going too far can find out how far one can go. You know, when it comes to sales or starting a business, people approach it, go into it with their foot on the brake, right? Well, I'm going to try it out. I'm going to see what happens. I'll give it a shot, but I'm also going to have my plan B. I'm going to be doing this on the side. And I'm here to tell you, if you're in sales, especially if you're in manufactured home sales or you're starting a business, there cannot be a plan B. You have to go after it 100%. You have to put in the full effort. It has to be your sole focus, right? And singularity of focus is what you hear different people in business call it. You have to have that singularity of focus, you see, because like I mentioned at the onset, we tend to make excuses for ourselves when we don't have the growth that we need to have in our business. When things are slow, when things are not going the way they want, we want to put it on everything else except for us. And look, I'm here to tell you, when I first started the company, right? I'm not even going to talk about that. Let's talk about when I was selling. Okay. So when I started in this industry in 2009, I started in it. A lot of you know this. I started in it out of necessity. I used to design, build homes for 15 years prior to that. Market tanked in 08. Was able to float my company for a while, but had to let all my people go. Wound up shutting doors. Ended up in manufactured home sales. And I had lost everything. I had lost house. I had lost the only reason I didn't lose my vehicle is because I already had it paid off, right? But I lost house, lost everything. I was, for all intents and purposes, homeless. I slept in the office the first 3 months. Don't tell anybody from over there. I would sleep there. I'd go shower at the gym in the mornings, and I kept my clothes in one of the storage sheds that we had out back. I went to Target. I bought one of those rolling, whatever you want to call them, a closet. It's just a clothes rod, right? That had a plastic cover. You would zip it up. I had my clothes stuffed in there. And so because of that, I dove into this and went in 1,000%. I didn't know anything about it. I was completely freaked out by it. I didn't know if it was going to work, right? But what I did know was this: if I didn't give it everything, if I didn't go 100% in, I would not be where I'm at today. Because I've seen too many people that come in and they kind of apprehensively try something, right? They don't put in full effort because they're not sure if it's even going to work. Well, I'm here to tell you, when you approach it that way, it's definitely not going to work. You're definitely going to starve. You're definitely not going to get the results that you want, and you're going to end up somewhere else. However, even coming into it blind, not knowing about the industry, if you're just in this for the first time in your life, you still need to go in 1,000%. And if you do that every single day, you're going to end up winning. I'll share my experience with you, right? So I started in the industry. I got the job, started my first day. I showed up. They gave me I sat with the GM probably a couple of hours in his office while he was going over things on how it works and what I need to do. But he was busy, so he was trying to get me out of his way, right? But that was my training program. 2 hours, and then they gave me a stack of leads. I don't know, probably 100, 150 leads. And they sat me in an empty office. Okay, just call these people. Call these people, bring them in, and we'll work with them. You'll watch, and you'll see how it all goes. And because of the necessity, because of the hunger that I had and the need to survive, I blindly, not knowing scripts, not knowing everything, I just went after it 1,000%. I dove in, got all the no's, got everybody who was cussing me. I got all the people that were telling me that they weren't interested, everything. But I just kept attacking. I just kept moving forward. And that led to people showing up within the first week. A week after me being there, people started showing up. My first 30 days in the business, because of the hunger that I had, the necessity that I had, where I was at in life, living in the office, no money. Guys, if you knew the stuff I had to do to survive at that point, you just would be like nodding your head. I'm not proud of, I would go to a store. I'd go to a grocery store and I'd go get food and I'd sit there and eat because I didn't have money. I'm putting it all out there for you, man. You got to do what you got to do. And that's why when somebody tells me that, oh, the market's this, and oh, the people are picking up the phone and all this other stuff, oh my God, it irks me. Look, the market is always going to be tough. People are always going to say no. You're going to get rejection. You're going to get the people that don't even pay attention to you, that ghost you, that all of this. But if you just fight through that, if you just stick to what you got to do, if you post your ads and you respond to everybody and you call people that you've got phone numbers on and you do it with intention, if you just had the hunger, the burning desire that Napoleon Hill talks about in Think or Grow Rich, if you just had that in every single interaction that you had, by God, you would do amazing things. But you see, too many people go into this apprehensively. Too many people, well, I need to know how to do this, and I need to know everything about the houses. Look, I didn't know anything about the houses. I knew construction, but I didn't know manufactured homes. I didn't know anything about the finance, but I knew that I needed to make some money. And I didn't know if it was going to work. Yes, here's the other thing, right? When people say, well, I just don't know if it's going to work. And so I need to make sure, I've got my family and all this. Look, I get it. I'd lost everything. I had two children at that point that were living with their mom that I still had to somehow put some money together, scrape some money together so they had something. And so not knowing if this was going to work, I dove all in, put all my chips in put all my chips in and just went with it. And this industry transformed my life. What I have been able to do for myself, for my family now, currently, what we've been able to experience, the things that we have done, we have lived a life and experienced certain things and done things that most people will never do. And I don't say that to brag. I'm just telling you that there's a huge opportunity here. And you control just how well it goes. Not the market, not the economy, not the people. You do. You see, because what you do is what influences the people. What you say is what matters to the people. How you act and how you market and how you continue to learn and grow. If you come into this thing and you spent a couple of, some time training, and then you think that that's it, that you're done, guess what? you're done. You're done, but not in a good way. You may achieve some sort of growth, you may stay, but you'll never achieve the level of success that you can have as you would if you just did what those of us have committed ourselves to doing, which is continue to grow, continue to improve, continue to just get better. Because the opportunity that you have in front of you is tremendous. I, I am passionate. I am 100% passionate and resolved in the fact that this industry is where you need to be. Unless you've got a doctorate, or you're going to be a doctor, or you're going to be an attorney, CPA, some sort of neuroscientist, or neurosurgeon, go do that. But for the rest of us, if you can get your foot in the door, you're in here now. I'm here almost pleading with you. Stop getting in your own way. Stop making excuses. You're not going to get away from the work. It's not going to be easy, but it's damn well worth it as long as you're willing to do what needs to be done every single day. And you control your day. You run your day. You run the time. You control how things go. You continue to get better. You continue to gain the confidence. You gain the competence. You gain the knowledge, and you do what needs to get done. You go out there and execute at a high level. Just because you're in manufactured home sales does not give you the excuse to not take this responsibility 1,000% to heart. Because you're in manufactured home sales, you have the responsibility to do it even better, to learn even more, to continue to push, to continue to grow, because there's so many people out there that need you, that are blind to the fact that you can help them. But it starts with you. You have all the control. Not your market, not your people. I was on a call earlier today, and I just about lost it when I heard somebody say, well, it just seems like this tax season, there's not as many people out. And tax season is gone, so we kind of missed that boat already. Internally, I was just like, it was like a punch in the gut. What you say, how you carry yourself, what you believe, what words you use, how you talk, all of those things have an effect on your level of success or lack of it. It's not about being hokey pokey. It's not about, Caesar, you're trying to pretend like it's no. I know that it's hard out there. Guys, I'm in this. I go to retail offices. I go to sales, to community offices that are clients of ours, and we dive in there. We're working, we're making calls, we're talking to people, we're bringing them in, we're selling homes. So you can't tell me I'm out of touch. I'm not out of touch. That's the whole reason why we do that. We don't just train, we do consulting so that we can stay engaged in the game. And I'm here to tell you, the reason that you're struggling, if you're struggling right now, is you. It's your lack of preparation. It's your lack of training. It's your lack of commitment. It's you wanting it to be easy. It's not 2020. It's not COVID. Those of you that got used to the way it worked from 2020 and beyond, because people would show up and you just had to do whatever you did and it worked. Now we see who are the real sales consultants, who are the real professional consultants. And that's the beautiful thing about it. You have the control. So what are the things that you can do to transition to transform your level of success? I don't care if you're in Mississippi. I don't care if you're in Texas, in Oregon, any of the other almost 30 states that we've been in. Anywhere across the U.S., all 49 continental states. I'm here to tell you this. First, starts with the hunger. How hungry are you? How hungry for success are you? Don't say that you're hungry for success. Truly, how hungry are you? Are you willing to do whatever it takes? morally and ethically, obviously, but are you willing to do whatever it takes because it takes everything that you've got? Second thing you've got to do is you got to have a level of belief beyond anything. That level of belief has to pull you through the no's and the rejections and the deals falling apart and the denials and everything else that comes along with this industry. But your level of belief, even if you haven't seen the promised land yet, if you're new to this industry, or maybe you've been in it but you haven't had the full level of success, you have to have a level of belief in the industry. Folks, there are over 20 million families that can no longer buy a site-built home. If that alone doesn't cause you to think, I need to get out there and I need to do this and I need to operate at a whole different level because there's so many families out there and I need to find them. You've got to have the belief to make it happen. Third thing you need to do that's going to affect your belief, that's going to affect your hunger, is you've got to commit to getting better. You see, when you don't learn, when you don't improve, when you don't train, when you don't role play, when you don't learn the business, when you're not learning about the finance, when you're not improving on the construction, when you're not learning about the warranties, when you're just going through the motions, you're shooting yourself in the foot and you're not increasing your level of belief. It's just like going to church, right? If you believe in God and you go to church, you're just that much more engaged than if you just believed. Hands down. Same thing with going to school. So whatever it is, the more involved you are. If you decided you wanted to take up basketball and you never played basketball in your life, you're going to suck at the beginning. And it's gonna be awkward to practice, and you're not gonna know everything. You're not gonna understand how your body moves and pivoting and everything, angles off the backboard, all of that stuff. But the more you practice it, the better you get. It's the same thing with this. And why professionals, Michael Jordan never stopped practicing. He never hit the guy was relentless. And you need to be that too. And that practice, that growth, that confidence leads to more belief. So we're talking about your hunger, belief, and commitment to learning, right? Improving. The next thing you got to do is just be relentless on your marketing and your prospecting. It's going to take more calls. It's going to take more texts. It's going to take more emails than ever before. Right now, there's data out there that shows that you need to have anywhere between 25 to 30 touches to get somebody to actually come in. The more you do it, the less amount of touches it's going to take, but that's where it's at. So if you're getting a lead and you're only calling them a couple times and then you're letting it go, or you got somebody to respond to an ad you posted and you're not really moving forward, you're leaving way too much. People are more apprehensive. They're researching more. They're shopping. You got to be better than that. And the last thing that you got to do, and probably the most important, is never, ever give up. Never, ever give up. The moment you decide to quit, you're going to quit everything else. If you've been that type of person that's up until now has stopped doing this, I tried that and that didn't work and this didn't work. Right now, I'm telling you, this is the one you can't let go. Fight through, be relentless, go out and help people and help yourself, help your family along the way, because your growth is completely dependent on you. Your business success is completely dependent on you. And who better to be in control of your success than yourself? So don't put it on the market. Don't put it on your company. Don't put it on the product. Don't put it on the financing. Don't put it on the interest rates. It's none of that. It's you. Go grab yourself a mirror. Go look at it. Smile. Look at that beautiful face in the mirror. And thank God that it's up to you. Go out and do great things. Have a great Monday. We're going to get things rolling here, okay, in Biloxi. And if you're in Biloxi, come on by and see us. We're at booth 78. We just got they got the stuff set up over there, okay. Slackers right there. They could be doing other things, but they're just sitting chatting. But anyway, you guys, man, have a great week. Have a great Monday. We'll be back in tomorrow with another 15 minutes of mastery to take your life, your business, and your career to a whole new level. We'll be talking again soon. Until then, my friends, as always, I can't wait to meet you.